Okay, sorry about that. We had a little interruption. We had a internet connection that was lost. So as I was saying, if nothing else, I want you to remember this today. The only time a horse can't learn something is if they're in physical pain and they just can't do the exercises to come out of the behavior issue. And that can go for starting an unbroke horse in the saddle. It can go for doing a performance lesson. Anything you want to teach the horse just can't do it if the horse is in physical pain. All right, so that's the only time a horse can't learn. And unfortunately, we hear this from knowledgeable horse people. We even hear it from trainers. And not all trainers, there's a lot of really good trainers out there, but there's also a lot of horse trainers that will make up excuses. They'll blame the horse's age, they'll blame the horse's gender, they'll blame the horse's breed. They'll say the horse is not for you, then buy the horse from you and sell it for twice as much. They'll say that's just the way the horse is. And one of the best excuses I heard was on Wednesday. A client of mine and I went to the Rio Linda Arena, and there was a lady riding her horse. My client wanted to buy the horse, and I asked her to go into the arena and just walk, trot, look the horse around a little bit. So she went in and she walked, trotted, and then came back over and said, okay, that's walk, trot, and lope. Well, I never saw it lope, but at any rate, I asked her if the horse knows how to side pass. I asked her if the horse knows how to stop, back up. And she goes, no, that's fancy smancy stuff. That's not basics. Like what? You know, if I buy a car and it doesn't go into reverse, you know? Or what if I buy a vehicle for my son or daughter and it doesn't have brakes? What do you mean that's not the basics? Well, maybe that's not the basics according to her, but that's the basics in real life horsemanship. And ladies, when it comes to horses, they have to have a pair of brakes on them, and they have to know how to back up and leg yield, side pass. And she was trying to sell this horse off as a beginner's horse, all right? And there's no way. She won't go up and down the trails just fine. Well, I don't think so. But at any rate, don't let people's excuses discourage you from training your horse, right? They're just a bunch of excuses, and they make excuses up because either they don't have the knowledge to fix the problem, or they don't want to take the time to fix the problem, or teach the horse the things you want them to teach. You know, again, whether it's starting an unbroke horse, whether it's solving a behavior issue, doing a performance lesson on the horses, all right? So don't let excuses get in our way, and the excuses often get in our way, and we get discouraged, and what happens then is people tend to give up on their horses. And for sure, if you give up on your horse is never going to learn anything. Not the things you wanted them to learn, because you just gave up on the horse, all right? So don't give up on your horses. So going back into the 3 steps that it takes to solve any behavior issue, we went over it. One was pulling back the layers, listening to the horse. The horses are always going to tell us what's going on, why they have that behavior problem. Then it's up to us to get to the root cause of the behavior issue. Once we find the root cause of the behavior issue, it becomes easy, because then we know the exercises we need to do in order to solve the behavior issue. Just like when he got a little spooked and scared a little bit ago, when I picked up this tarp, that was a perfect example of him talking to me, saying, I am scared. So now I know where to start looking as far as his being nervous of the tarp. And it could have been the tarp, it could be the bridle, be the blanket, it could be the saddle, it could be anything, but the horse is talking to me saying I'm scared of it. So we found the root cause of the problem. Now there's 3 parts to the horse. There's the physical part, the emotional part, and the mental part. The physical part we all know about. You know, we can see our horses out in the pasture running around. When we come in a round pen on a lunge line, we can see if they're lame or not, if not feeling well, if they're stiff, if they're very flexible, if they're, you know, in a good mood that day, if they're in a bad mood that day. That's the physical part of the horse, and we could always see those things in the horse. So if I bring a horse out to continue his training, let's say I'm solving a lunging exercise, the horse wants to always come into me instead of lunging. All right, and I see that he's lame, I'm not going to do the exercise because he is lame. He can't learn if he's in pain. All right, so that's the physical part. Now we're going to go into the emotional part of the horse. And the emotional part, let's say I'm out on the trails and my buddies lead up ahead with their horses, and my horse starts getting very excited and upset. Well, that's the emotional part coming out of him. That's the insecurities coming out. He's getting worried because his buddies are gone. So we've got to work on the emotional part as well. And the horse can be barn sour. Excuse me, your horses can be barn sour, or have a lot of other issues. You know, here's another emotional one. So we have to figure out, you know, if it's physical, emotional, and the mental part comes in. This is really sad, but the mental part can be old muscle memories, and we see this a lot in rescue horses. Go ahead and back up, Peanut. We see this a lot in rescue horses. where the horses have been beat in the past, they've been abandoned, neglected, and even after they're out of that situation, we have them now, even the slightest touch or the slightest movement can trigger the old muscle memories. And we can get over those old muscle memories by building new muscle memories in the horse. You know, it's not always going to be that way. The horse is never going to forget what happened. There will always be things the horse will remember, and some things the horse wish they could forget, just like people. And you can't change the horse's past, but you can change the horse's future by building new muscle memories. And the old muscle memories could be a bad start in life, it could be, again, abuse, whatever the case may be, but you can change the horse's future and have them overcome what happened to them in the past. So again, the 3 steps is peeling back the layers, listening to your horse, finding the root cause of the problem. Then after that, once we know the root cause, it becomes simple, because then we know the exercises that it takes in order to solve that behavior issue. So if my horse is head shy, let's say Phoenix here is head shy, then I know one of the steps I'm going to want to do is put my hand here, one hand on his nose, one hand on his pole, and have him lower his head. All right, so the head shy horse and ear shy horse is something on or above their head and ears. When I have him put his head down, all of a sudden I'm above his head and ears, so that'd be a starting place. So I'm not going to work with his head and ears if I have a kicking problem. All right, so the exercise has to match the behavior issue, and that's really, really important. And when it comes to the exercises, all exercises are broken down into steps that the horse can understand. It's broken down on a first grade level. So if you have a bunch of students in school that are first grade level, then on that first grade level, I'm not sure because I don't remember the first grade, but let's say they're learning the ABCs, whatever grade they may be in, they're learning the ABCs. The teacher's going to break it down and say, okay, learn A, B, C, D, and maybe E. And the kids all learn to write it, they learn to pronounce it, and start putting letters together. And then the next week she'll go on in the alphabet until all her students learn the whole entire alphabet, because she broke it down. And we're going to break each lesson down with the horse, whether it's a behavior issue, starting them under saddle, or whatever the case may be. We're going to break it down so much that each horse can understand it. What we all know is the horse does not want to be afraid of us. He doesn't want to be head shy. He doesn't want to be throwing his head. He doesn't want to be bucking. He doesn't want to be scared. He doesn't want to be any of those things. He wants to have peace. He wants to be relaxed around us. So if they're scared or whatnot and bucking, then we have to start finding the root cause of the problem. And again, pain is one of the leading behavior issues or one of the leading causes of behavior issues. And we can't always see the pain, outright. We can't always see it, like the horse was lame. It could be in the horse's back, and it doesn't show up until we put the blanket and saddle on, cinch the saddle up and put some weight on their back that starts feeling that the horse starts hurting, and then they start telling us it's hurting. But we need to listen more to the horses, whatever the case may be. So in the coming weeks here, starting today, I got a horse I'm going to go videotape here in a little bit, and we're going to start going back through, peeling back the layers, listening to the horse, and finding the root cause of the horse's issue. This horse is going to be coming up a little bit later on today that we're going to videotape. As soon as you put your hand on the horse or whatnot, the horse will pin her ears and start snapping her teeth at you. I haven't worked with the horse yet, so today when we do the video on that horse, it's going to be the first time, and you will see everything I'm seeing, and then together we'll get to the root cause of the behavior issue. All these videos are on my membership page. They're in full on my membership page on YouTube and on Facebook. You see the previews. If you want to see the full videos, join my membership site. Go to Mike Hughes Horsemanship Members on Google. Click on the link. Click on subscribe. When you do subscribe, you can join my Facebook group page. And from there, you can post all your videos on there with you and your horse. You can put pictures on there, ask questions so I can help you and your horse more. So it just doesn't stop with my membership page. You can ask questions on there. You can call me, you can email me, and I'll help you. Together, I'll help you, and we'll get through your horse's behavior issues or whatever the case may be that you're trying to teach your horse or get your horse started on their saddle. So those are the 3 steps that we go by. It's the easiest way to get to it. Again, if you don't find the root cause of the problem, it's like a shot in the dark. It's like going on a witch hunt, playing the guessing game. You're never going to you're never going to be able to solve that behavior issue because you don't know what the root cause is. Again, if I have a horse that's head shy, I'm not going to go into picking up the horse's feet, because that's not where the problem is. That's not where the exercises are. So that's not where the root cause of the problem is. The root cause is the horse's head shy because of, it could be a couple of different reasons. It could be, the horse was smacked, hit in the face, or maybe it's a wild Mustang, and the Mustang's never had anything around its head or ears or whatnot. So we want to get to the root cause of the behavior issues. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Stay tuned as we go into solving other behavior issues starting this week, and show you step by step on how to solve each behavior issue. If there's a video that's not on my membership page that you would like to see, please let me know, and we'll do our best to get that video up there for you and get it going. And again, I'm going to say it one more time: the root cause, the 3 steps to finding the behavior issues is peeling back the layers, listening to the horse, finding the root cause of the behavior issue. Then after that, you just find the exercise you need to match the exercise up with the behavior issue, and it's a win-win situation. You not only solve your behavior issue in your horse, but you also have a better performance horse in the end. You've got a better trained horse in the end. You've got a more responsive and a more respectful horse in the end, as well as building a bond, trust, and confidence with your horses. All right. So we hope you enjoyed this. On the last note, again, you can solve any behavior issue in the world, and one that I did years ago is I solved the cribbing problem, wind-sucking problem, through training program without anti-cribbing devices. And there's been people come back, said it's BS, it's a scam, it's whatnot, and it isn't, because not only have I done it, but I've had a lot of clients throughout the world be able to solve their problem with their cribbing horses when sucking through my training program. But that just goes to show you it's never been done before, but I put enough time and effort into it and broke it down into enough steps the horse could understand and solve the issue through keep your head over there, and solve the issue through training. And then we went into weaving and stall walking. So any behavior issue in the world can be fixed as long as your horses are in pain. If they're in pain, get a vet out there, get a chiropractor out there, get them out of pain. Yes, you're going to have the old muscle memory from the horse thinking it's going to hurt, but it doesn't hurt. And we'll talk more about muscle memory as we get into these other horses. All right, so thank you, and thank you for watching, and have a great day.